That weakness you feel when you are climbing the stairs, the strange tingling in your feet, the constant heaviness in your legs. These are not just random signs of getting older. They are specific messages from your body, and they are telling you exactly what it needs. Today, we are not just giving you another list of vitamins to take. We are going on a leg health diagnostic journey to help you decode these important messages and to find their true root cause. Welcome back to Healthier Daily, the channel where we give you the simple science-backed truths to live a stronger and more independent life after 60. I'm your host, Dr. Ben Carter, and to be our wise translator for the body's secret language, we are joined by a physician who has spent his life teaching the beautiful art of listening to our symptoms. It is our great honor to welcome Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara.
Thank you for having me, Ben. The body is always speaking to us. The pain, the weakness, the numbness. These are the body's language. It is not trying to scare us. It is trying to tell us what it needs. A wise person learns to listen to this language, to understand the message, and to respond with the right and the proper nourishment.
And that is exactly what our guide is all about today. In this detailed diagnostic journey, we are going to decode 3 of the most common leg symptoms that seniors experience. First, in part 2, we will decode the important message of muscle weakness and aching bones. Then in part 3, we will decode the message of numbness, tingling, and poor balance. And finally, in part 4, we will decode that frustrating feeling of heavy fatigue legs. And for each and every one of these symptoms, we will reveal the likely vitamin deficiency that is the cause, and we will give you the simple science-backed solution. It is a true blessing to have this kind of wisdom to be able to understand the important messages from the incredible bodies we have been given. If you are ready to learn how to listen to your body and to decode its messages, please type the number 1 in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to our channel. It's completely free. And this is a journey that could truly change the way your legs feel. Okay, doctor, our diagnostic journey begins now. Let's start with the first and perhaps the most common message that the body sends to us as we get older. It is a general feeling of muscle weakness and a deep aching feeling in our bones. If a person is feeling this when they are trying to climb the stairs or just walking around their home, what is their body trying to tell them?
This is a very clear and a very direct message from the body. When a patient comes to me and they say that their legs feel weak and heavy, especially when they are climbing the stairs, and that they have a deep ache in their hips and in their knees, the very first thing that I suspect is a deficiency in the sunshine vitamin. The body is telling us that it is low on the powerful vitamin D3. I had a patient, a woman in her 70s. She lived in a second-floor apartment, and she told me that climbing the stairs to her home had become her greatest fear. She said her legs felt like they had no power, and she would have to pull herself up the stairs using the railing. She also complained of a constant deep ache in her bones, especially in her hips. She thought that it was just her arthritis getting worse, but it was something much deeper that was happening. Her blood test later confirmed it. She had a very severe vitamin D3 deficiency. Her body was sending her a very clear signal of distress.
That is a perfect story because it highlights both of the key and essential roles that vitamin D3 plays in our strength. Let's break down the deep science of why this one single vitamin is the master switch for our entire musculoskeletal system. First and most famously is its critical role in our bone health. As we now know, vitamin D3 is absolutely essential for your body to be able to absorb the mineral calcium from your food. Without enough D3, you can eat all of the calcium-rich foods in the world, but your body cannot use that calcium to be able to build and maintain strong bones. This is what leads to that deep aching feeling in the bones that your patient was describing. It is a sign that the very structure of your skeleton is becoming weaker and more brittle.
But the second role of vitamin D3, the one that is so often missed, is its direct effect on your muscles.
That's exactly right. Your muscle fibers actually have special docking stations, or what scientists call receptors, for vitamin D3. When these receptors are full and they are activated by the D3, it sends a direct signal that helps the muscle fibers to be able to contract powerfully and efficiently. When you are deficient in vitamin D3, your muscles literally become weaker and your risk of a fall increases dramatically. The important study from Harvard that the source text for our video mentions, which showed a 40% higher risk of falling in seniors with low D3 levels, is a powerful testament to this direct and very powerful connection. So, doctor, it is absolutely essential for both our strong bones and our strong muscles. So what is the solution for a person who is deficient? How do we safely and effectively restore their levels of this important vitamin?
For most seniors, because their skin is much less efficient at being able to make vitamin D3 from the sun, and because we spend so much more time indoors, a supplement is often necessary. The recommended dose for most healthy adults over 60 is typically between 800 to 2,000 international units, or IU, per day.
And the timing of when you take it and what you take it with are very important, aren't they?
Yes, very important. You should always take your vitamin D3 in the morning or in the early afternoon. This is because it can sometimes interfere with your natural melatonin production and your sleep if it is taken at night. And most importantly of all, it is a fat-soluble vitamin. You must always take it with a meal that contains a source of healthy fat. This could be an egg, some avocado, or a little bit of olive oil. The fat acts as the carrier vehicle that is needed to help your body to properly absorb it. It is a wonderful and a blessed example of how this one simple gift from nature, the gift of sunshine, can have such a profound and a powerful effect on our entire body's strength and its stability.
So that important message of muscle weakness and aching bones is very often our body's way of crying out for more vitamin D3. That is a brilliant and a very clear piece of diagnostic wisdom. But doctor, what about a different and perhaps an even more frightening set of symptoms? What if a person is experiencing numbness, a strange tingling or a burning sensation in their feet, and a growing and a very scary sense of poor balance? What is that message from the body?
These are the classic signs of nerve distress. When I hear these specific symptoms from a patient, the message from their body is very often about the great nerve protector vitamin. The body is telling us very clearly that it is low on vitamin B12. This is a very serious deficiency that must not be ignored. I had a patient, a gentleman in his late 70s. He was a very proud and a very independent man, but he came to me because he was becoming very afraid. He told me that he felt very unsteady on his feet and that he had recently started holding on to the furniture as he walked around his own house to keep himself from falling. He also described a constant and very annoying tingling pins and needles sensation in his feet that would not go away. He was losing his confidence and his independence with every passing week. His blood test once again confirmed the message that his body was sending him. He was severely deficient in vitamin B12. His precious nerves were starving for this one essential nutrient.
And his symptoms are a perfect textbook case. Let's explain the deep science of why vitamin B12 is so absolutely critical for our balance and for our nerve health. It is all about a very special protective coating called the myelin sheath. You can think of all of the nerves in your body as being like the electrical wires that are in your house. The myelin sheath is the protective fatty insulation that wraps around all of those important wires. This beautiful insulation is what allows the electrical signal from your brain to travel quickly, clearly, and efficiently down the long nerve to your legs and to your feet. Now, vitamin B12 is one of the most important and essential nutrients that your body needs to be able to build and to maintain this healthy insulation. When you are deficient in vitamin B12, this important myelin sheath can begin to break down. The wiring in your body becomes frayed and exposed. And this is what causes those scrambled and unclear signals that lead to the very dangerous symptoms of numbness, of tingling, and a very poor sense of balance. Your brain is sending the right message, but the message is getting lost along the damaged wire.
And it is so very common for seniors to become deficient in this important vitamin.
It is. And as the source text for our video so correctly notes, it is because of two main reasons. First, as we get older, our stomach naturally produces less of the strong acid that is needed to be able to separate the B12 from the protein in our food so that we can absorb it. And second, many of the common medications that seniors take, like metformin for diabetes or other powerful acid-blocking drugs, can also directly interfere with B12 absorption. So, doctor, what is the solution for a person who is deficient? How do we safely and effectively restore their levels of this nerve-protecting vitamin?
For a senior, because of that common absorption problem in the stomach, a high-quality supplement is often the best and the most reliable choice. A safe and an effective daily dose is typically between 500 to 1,000 micrograms.
And the form of the vitamin B12 is very, very important, isn't it?
Yes, it is always best to choose the active form of the vitamin, which is called methylcobalamin. This is the form that your body can use immediately without having to do the work of converting it first. And it is also very wise to choose a sublingual lozenge that is designed to dissolve under your tongue. This method allows the B12 to be absorbed directly into your bloodstream, and it completely bypasses the stomach acid problem altogether. It is another blessed example of how a simple nutrient can restore such a profound and an essential function in our body. The ability to be able to walk with confidence and with grace. This is such powerful and important information, Doctor. We love sharing it with our global community. To help us see our global community, please let us know what city, state, or country you are watching from. We love hearing from all of you.
So that important message of muscle weakness and aching bones is very often a cry for more vitamin D3, and that frightening message of numbness, tingling, and poor balance is often a clear signal from our body that it is in desperate need of more vitamin B12. Doctor, let's now decode our third and final message from the body for today. What if a person's legs don't necessarily ache in the bones or tingle in the nerves, but they just feel incredibly heavy, fatigued, and they have a burning sensation after even very light activity?
This is another very common and a very frustrating feeling for many seniors. This final message from the body is one of deep muscular fatigue. The legs feel like they have simply run out of their fuel. This often points to the energy spark vitamin. The body is telling us that it is low on vitamin B1, which is also known as thiamine. This deficiency is so very often missed by doctors. I had a patient, a gentleman, who had always loved to be active, but in the last few years he had lost all of his motivation to move. He told me, "Doctor, my legs just feel like heavy logs of wood. And when I try to walk up even a small hill, they begin to burn as if they are on fire." He had plenty of muscle and his nerves were fine, but his muscles had no energy to be able to do their work. We looked at his medical history and we found the hidden culprit. He was taking a diuretic, which is a water pill, for his high blood pressure. And these common medications are very well known to deplete the body of its precious thiamine. His muscles were literally running on empty.
That is a brilliant and a very important diagnosis. And your analogy of the energy spark is absolutely perfect. Let's explain the deep science of this. In our previous video, we used the metaphor of an electrical system. If vitamin D3 is the master switch for the muscles, and vitamin B12 is the protective wiring for the nerves, then thiamine is the electricity itself. Thiamine is an absolutely essential cofactor for energy metabolism. Its primary and most important job is to help your cells, and especially your muscle cells, to convert the carbohydrates from your food into ATP. And ATP is the actual energy molecule that your muscles burn for fuel. Without enough thiamine in your system, this entire critical energy production process breaks down. Your muscles simply cannot make enough fuel to be able to function properly. And this is exactly what leads to that feeling of deep fatigue, of weakness, and that burning sensation, which is a buildup of a substance called lactic acid in the muscles. It is exactly like trying to drive a beautiful car that has simply run out of gas.
And as your patient's story so clearly shows, it is not just about a poor diet. Certain common medications can be the cause of this deficiency.
That is right. As the source text for our video highlights, the long-term use of diuretics is a major cause of thiamine deficiency because these drugs cause the thiamine to be flushed out of the body through the urine. And a diet that is high in processed foods is another major cause, as the thiamine is often stripped away from the grains during the industrial refining process. So, doctor, what is the solution for a person whose muscles have run out of gas?
For a person who is experiencing these specific symptoms, a therapeutic dose of a thiamine supplement can be absolutely life-changing. A safe and an effective daily dose is often between 50 to 100 milligrams.
And for thiamine, the timing of when you take it is also very important, correct?
Yes, because it is your energy spark, it is always best to take your thiamine in the morning with your breakfast. This will help to provide your body with a steady and a reliable supply of energy for the entire day. And you should try to avoid taking it at the same time as you drink coffee or tea, as these can sometimes interfere with its full absorption.
It is another blessed and a beautiful reminder of how these simple and humble vitamins are the very sparks that are needed to ignite the incredible energy systems that our bodies were so perfectly designed with. So our diagnostic journey is now complete. We have learned how to listen to and how to decode the important messages that our body is sending us through our legs. We now know that the message of muscle weakness and aching bones is very often a cry for more vitamin D3. We know that the frightening message of numbness, tingling, and poor balance is often a clear signal that our body is in desperate need of more vitamin B12. And we have learned that the frustrating feeling of deep, heavy fatigue in our legs is often a message that the body is low on the energy spark, vitamin B1. This is a powerful and a brand new way for us to think about our leg strength. Now, doctor, you have given our viewers the what. Can you now please give them the how? What is the best way to combine these three important vitamins to get the absolute best results? What is the master protocol?
Yes, the timing of when you take these vitamins is very important to get the most benefit. The protocol is very simple. You should take your vitamin D3 and your vitamin B1 in the morning with your breakfast. The D3 is fat soluble, so it needs the fat from your meal to be properly absorbed. And the B1, the energy spark, will help you to have good, stable energy for the entire day. Then you should take your vitamin B12 around lunchtime also with your meal. We do this because B12 is also a very energizing vitamin for many people. And if you take it too late in the day, it can sometimes interfere with your ability to fall asleep.
And we must end with our most important safety tips from the source text. As we have learned, more is not always better. It is so very important to stay within the recommended doses that we have discussed, especially for the fat-soluble vitamin D3, as it can build up in the body. And of course, you must always speak with your doctor before you begin any new and powerful supplement routine. By listening to our bodies and responding with this kind of wisdom, we can take back control of our leg strength and our precious independence. This is a true cornerstone of a proactive senior health strategy. It can truly change lives by helping to prevent the falls and the weakness that so many seniors fear, and that can lead to a loss of senior health and vitality.
I want to leave you with this one final thought. Do not ignore the whispers of your body until they become screams of pain. I encourage you to learn to listen to its gentle language. When you understand a message, you can provide your body with the right answer, and the body will always respond with healing.
That is a beautiful message, Doctor. It's a wonderful reminder to be good stewards of our health by listening with great care to the blessed signals that our incredible bodies send to us. And once again, it is absolutely essential that you speak with your personal doctor or a registered dietitian before starting any new supplement routine, especially if you have any existing health conditions. Please remember that our conversation today is for educational purposes. If you found this guide empowering and it helped you to better understand your own body, please give this video a like so that others can find this vital information. And be sure to share it with a friend or a family member who might be experiencing some of these symptoms. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. It is completely free, and it ensures you will not miss our next practical health guide. And for our community discussion today, we would love to know, which of these leg symptoms have you experienced, and which vitamin solution are you most interested in learning more about? Please share your story in the comments below. Thank you for being with us. Be well.